Hello, this is for second ESO, and we're doing all about the USA. We are in chapter 5. Okay, chapter 5, I'm going to read it and I have some questions for you. You can post the answers in the comment section below. Famous places. The Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, is in the state of Arizona in the southwest of the USA. It is one of the biggest canyons in the world. At 446 kilometers long and 29 kilometers wide, nearly 5 million people visit this amazing place every year. Over thousands of years, the Colorado River cuts 1.5 kilometers into the rock. This showed millions of years of the Earth's geological history and created beautiful shapes and colors. President Theodore Roosevelt advised Americans, you can't improve on it, but what you can do is keep it for your children and your children's children as the one great sight every American must see. The Grand Canyon became a national park in 1919. Theodore Roosevelt was he was a very, very good president in the United States, and he was a president that he emphasized conservation. He started the idea of the national park system. He set aside massive tracts of land in the United States for natural parks. So many of the natural parks that we have today in America, and huge parts of, for example, Michigan, is all natural park. Massive parts of the state is natural park. There's other parts of the national park system. Yellowstone is a beautiful national park in the west. Then this one too, the Grand Canyon, a beautiful national park. And Theodore Roosevelt was a very good U.S. president. He probably wasn't a very good politician. He wasn't very political. He ended up running his own party, actually. He wasn't really a Democrat or a Republican. But he loved America, and he loved the people, and he loved nature, and he wanted to preserve the beauty that nature had. And he was successful in that. If you ever visit the Grand Canyon, the best way to see the Grand Canyon is by helicopter. Okay, the best way. It's the most expensive too. It costs money. But if you save your money, take a helicopter, it's worth it. It's the best way to see it. Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls, on the frontier between the USA and Canada, is actually 3 different waterfalls. The American Falls, the Bridal Veil Falls, and the Canadian Horseshoe Falls. Which is the best one? Canadian Horseshoe Falls. The Canadian Horseshoe Falls is by far the biggest. It's the most beautiful. If you go to see the Horseshoe Falls. Okay, you get up right close. You can almost touch the water. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Together, they are the 2nd biggest waterfalls in the world. More than 2,838,000 liters of water fall over Niagara Falls every second. Can you imagine this quantity of water? When you stand there and you just hear the water just pouring over, it's incredible. It's incredible. 1/5 of the world's fresh water eventually flows through this area. More than 13 million people come to see Niagara Falls every year. And even though so many people come to see it, it's actually quite accessible. I mean, you can get up close, you can, even though there's a lot of people, they've built it in such a way that it's very intimate. I mean, you can go very, very close to the water. You go right up to it. In 1960, a 7-year-old boy called Roger Woodward was in a boat in the upper Niagara River. Suddenly, the boat turned over and threw him into the water. Or he fell into the water, no. The water carried Roger wearing just a life jacket and swimsuit. So this guy's wearing swim trousers, swimming trunks, and a swimsuit, and a life jacket. In the direction of the falls. The child went over the falls and miraculously survived the experience. He was the only person to survive going over the falls with only a life jacket. That's amazing. I don't know how he survived, because at the bottom of the falls, there's these huge rocks, and the water, when it comes down with so much force. It's like a hammer. He must have had to launch over the falls when he went over. Incredible that he survived. What I want you to do, I want you to do a little research, okay? And find out what are some of the different ways that people have tried to go over the falls. Okay? There are many different ways that people have tried. Some have worked, some have not worked. But I want you to do a little research. It's super easy. Do a little research and find out what are some of the different ways that people tried to go over the falls. And if you want to say whether they worked or not, that's up to you, because some people survived and some people didn't. But I want you to do that, and it's a way for me to make sure that you are listening to the video. Okay? One more. Redwood Forest. Redwood forests near the west coast of the USA have got some of the biggest redwood and sequoia trees in the world. Now, I believe there's some sequoias here in Spain too. In Cazorla, there are some sequoia. I think in Moratalla too. Moratalla. But here, the biggest ones obviously are in the USA, in Canada, near the west coast. Many of the trees are more than 2,000 years old. That's old. That's in the time of Christ. Redwoods and sequoias are important to the environment because they absorb huge amounts of carbon dioxide. Redwood trees are the tallest trees in the world. In 50 years, they can grow more than 30 meters. The tallest redwood tree is 115.5 meters high. That's taller than London's Big Ben. You know, the London Big Ben with the clock that I think is under construction right now. But anyway, we can't travel to see it anyway. We have to stay at home. You know. Well, you could find it on the internet, and you could see Big Ben on the internet. The world's biggest tree by volume is the General Sherman sequoia tree in the Sequoia National Park, California. It's one of the main attractions there. People also enjoy driving their cars through the giant trees growing over the roads in the park. So some of the trees have like holes cut out, and then you can drive your car through them carefully. It's cool. It's cool. It's very cool. What is the name of the biggest tree? Okay, what's the name of the biggest tree by volume? Tell me that. And yeah, good. I think I gave you enough to do. You guys have a good week, and stay at home and try to find things that keep your spirits up, Stay active, do a little exercise too, okay? Don't be sitting around on the sofa all day, okay? Nice to see you guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon.